Hey, in my last videos, you probably heard me say, hey, make sure you don't step over dollars. What do I mean by that? That's because when you're walking inside of a home, you want to make sure you can offer many diverse services as possible, but it's really important to learn those diverse services inside and out, because if you don't, you're not going to do a good job, you're not going to get the 3 R's, repeats, reviews, and referrals, right? Well, I'm going to take it one step further. How about the things that people lay on, namely a mattress? Many people in the groups have asked, hey Rob, how do you go about cleaning mattresses? And you really want to get mattresses correct, because this is something a customer or a homeowner or their children are laying on every single night. So they need it healthy. It's a good upsell, but you want to make sure you clean it right. So I'm going to show you right now exactly how to clean a mattress. I'm going to go through the chemistry, stain identification, taking care of these different stains, and at the very end, I'm going to show you a lot of cool tips and tricks. Take a look. First and foremost, let's talk about chemistry. It's really important. Granted, you don't need all of this, but let's walk you through everything just in case you come across a scenario. I like using Blue Label. Why is that? Because it has a long-lasting scent. But you want to warn the customer because that could last for 3 days. Most cleaners will use Black Label. It has like a 4 to 8 hour scent, very pleasant. So let the customer smell the lid, let her make the decision, but both of them will work great as your pre-spray. Some cleaners will use this to go ahead and treat the urine with, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you come across memory foam or a sensitive fabric. You can go ahead and use the Pure O2. You can also boost. However, our chemical of choice for urine and all different types of organic stains is Unchained. Nothing beats it for odor removal and also taking care of stains. Of course, you want a good rinse, so you can go ahead and leave it in a good neutral state, and you can also prevent stains from coming back. Ultimate Fiber Rinse really does that for you. And a lot of customers will opt with a protector, especially if you just mention it to them. If you want to use a water-based protector like Protectol, that way you don't have any odors, that's fine. Or you can move over to a solvent sealer, which is going to perform longer, but of course make sure you use a little ventilation and let it dry thoroughly, and you shouldn't have any problem. It does dry fast. Or any types of greasy stains, with just about 99% of the stains you're going to come across, Rave Spotter would take it out. So you can use that as your spotter. However, there might be some times where you want to use just a little bit or a diluted down Unchained, and that's perfect for the home spotters. You can use that. You can also leave it behind with the customer for pets and for those little kiddos too who have little accidents. And then I'm going to show you a little trick at the end of this video with Rust Out. This is a gelled rust remover. I'm not going to tell you right now. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but watch out for this. It's really important. Okay, now Super Gel, just in case there's some grease on the mattress, maybe somebody was sleeping with their shoes, who knows. Any grease or oils and stuff like that, it's good to use something like a Super Gel so it doesn't saturate the backing. Okay, let's go ahead and mix up our pre-spray. Ed's going to put a gallon of water in there, and we're going to either put 2 ounces or 4 ounces depending on the soil level that you're working with. That's entirely up to you. Just remember when you're working with the Blue Label, like I mentioned earlier, it has a very pleasant linen scent, but it can last 2 or 3 days. And when people are sleeping on it, they might not want the scent to last that long. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix it up real well. Ed's going to put top on, shake it up. And Ed's got this little trick, which is pretty cool. He likes to take his phone, you'll see this in a second here, and he'll go ahead, take his phone, cut on his flashlight. He'll lift the tank up, look under there, and make sure it's mixed thoroughly. Pretty cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the other 2.5 gallon jug. We're going to go ahead and put 32 ounces of Unchained in there, which is more than you need, but remember, you just kind of keep the top on it and keep a separate container. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to keep them separate. However, you can mix them if you want to. That's entirely up to you. Each situation varies, and it's up to you as a professional to decide how and what chemistry needs to be used. But for the most part, this is how we do it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started by taking our little brush here for removing hair and threads, available in the tmfshop.net store. And we'll go ahead and get loose, any type of loose particles and stuff like that. Ed likes to do this before he goes ahead and pre-vacuums. Okay, now we're going to take the time and go ahead and pre-vacuum it. This gets rid of any loose debris and the other hairs that Ed's loosened up and stuff like that. Last thing you want to do is turn anything into, a wet crud to remove it. So we get rid of as much dry particulate soil as possible and any organic materials by pre-vacuuming. Only takes a little extra time, but that little extra time makes a huge difference when it comes to the final result. Okay, now it's going to take the time and go ahead and bleed the unit of this modified TMF electric sprayer, of course available in the tmfshop.net store. And these are really handy to have. What Ed's going to do is go ahead and change spray guns. He's going to go ahead and move from the carpet wand over to the upholstery tool. And of course, it can be used for mattresses also, which you're going to see right here. So that's really cool. And if it needs to be primed, you can go ahead and keep that cap off right there and spray it right down inside of it. Turn the trigger on and you're good to go. Ed right now is going ahead and applying the Unchained. Don't forget, if you're working over a surface inside of a customer's home instead of a warehouse like we are, you want to make sure you lay down some floor protection. But immediately right off the bat, you're going to notice and start improving immediately. Okay, Ed switched over jugs now to the Blue Label pre-spray, and we're going to go ahead and pre-spray that down right on top of the Unchained. Okay, to pre-agitate, Ed's going to go ahead and use a horsehair brush. It's very fine. It'll brush it in good. You can notice even using it on the skin, it won't harm fine fabrics. Now you have several different options you can use for tools, but my tool of choice, and Ed's also, is a continuous flow tool. The advantage of this is you don't get that overspray you get with a spray and vac type. So go ahead and hook up, and you can go use a Mighty, you can use a Dry Master, or you can use a Sapphire. Doesn't matter which one you use, but I definitely recommend a continuous flow tool. Don't forget, some continuous flow tools have an adjustment on it. Go ahead and adjust it just right so you don't overwet the fabric. All you're really basically trying to do is just get the top of it, because the Unchained will get below for you, no problem. Okay, so just take your time. I'm a big believer in doing one clean stroke, or one wet stroke as some people call it, and then 2 dry strokes. So 2 dry strokes to every cleaning stroke makes a huge difference, just like on carpets, also on mattresses. And you can go ahead and clean north to south if you want to, and then clean east to west. It just depends on how soiled it is. Think about the soil level and the type of material you're working with. All those factor in your cleaning and of course in your pricing. Just take your time, do a nice thorough job. Make sure you charge accordingly. People will pay for mattresses. People pay a lot of money for mattresses. So they'll take the time and go ahead and spend the money to have it cleaned right. So it's up to you as a true professional to educate them about how you clean, how thoroughly you clean, the process you go through. All that makes a big difference, because they probably will do it on a regular basis, because you want to keep your mattresses hygienic, you want to keep them clean, you want to keep them healthy. And that's a good reason to offer it to the client, but she wants to see that you're going through a very thorough process. And as you already noticed, Ed's going very thoroughly through the whole process. He's going through the cleaning properly, he's taking his time, he's doing a good job, the customer's getting their money's worth. I also want to mention, if you notice the pattern on this, kind of a floral, and it also has a yellow tint, and that's probably, being it's a kid's mattress, to hide some certain stains, but you still want to let the customer know it's a good idea to clean the mattresses at least once a year. That's what I recommend. Take the time to clean the sides also real well. You can already notice where the Unchained and the pre-spray has already made a difference on everything, but generally the seams on the edges are going to be the hardest to clean. And there's several little tips and tricks you can do. First of all, take your time, really rinse it thoroughly, and a lot of those stains will disappear within 24 hours with Unchained. So don't get too worried they don't all disappear. But of course, set the expectation level ahead of time to let the customer know that you're going to get it clean and healthy, but some stains may remain. But I found with Unchained, generally you'll turn into a hero, because most of these stains will disappear overnight. But in the meantime, take the time, do a very thorough job. You can follow up with a towel. And I'm going to show you something at the end here on Ned's cleaning process you can do also, and that's a post bonnet. And that'll really help you get down into those little seams, those little nooks and crannies. But notice here how Ed can use this continuous flow tool and really work those seams really well. Oh, one more thing I'd like to mention. There is actually some wear and tear on this. So sometimes when you're cleaning fine fabrics, you also want to set the expectation with a customer and let her know when you're cleaning, if something starts to tear or bleed through, it's not your fault. So take the time and go ahead and explain to the customer, look the material over real well, and set that expectation level. I also like to take the time, like Ed's doing here, and go ahead and treat both sides, especially with a children's bed, because many times they'll switch the mattress over and they'll go ahead and use the other side. So it's a good idea to clean both sides. However, I go into a lot of homes and most customers never flip their mattresses, so you can clean just one side, plus that gives them quicker drying time instead of having to stand it up against a wall or something of that nature, because if you lay the mattress back down, it's just not going to dry properly. So take the time, clean both sides very thoroughly of this mattress, and many times cleaners will charge more for cleaning both sides, and they'll give a little bit of discount for cleaning just one side. So let the customer be the judge of that rather than you. Since this mattress was really soiled, Ed's going to take and turn it back over, and he's going to do several dry strokes just to get it even drier. You know, you want the customer to be able to use the mattress as soon as possible. So take the time, dry it real well. And there's nothing better than extracting it very thoroughly. You're also getting out, you know, more contaminants too. You notice now almost all those organic stains are gone. And remember, with Unchained, over the next 24 hours, it'll just continue to improve. If it's not that soiled, you can go ahead and encap it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can use Super Cap with Unchained. It'll take care of your urine. You can also use regular Unchained. This little machine here, works great for post-bonding too. Now, it's really important to take your air mover and get it nice and dry. Really speed dry it and get it ready for the client. Wow, it really turned out great. Let's go ahead and get to those tips and tricks now. Whew, I'm really wore out just watching Ed clean, you know? You know, Ed is such a good cleaner and very thorough at it. A lot of y'all know that Ed is a mechanic. You call in here, you ask him all kinds of mechanical questions, and he can generally answer them for you. Why is that? Well, not only does he have mechanical ability, but Ed cleaned for almost 20 years. He's been with me for over 20, 25 years. I can't remember how long it's been now. And so he knows this industry inside and out. So when you call in, ask for Ed or myself, and we'll help you with just about anything that pops up, including cleaning mattresses, right? Now, I told you at the beginning of this video, I was gonna show you some cool tips and tricks. Let me walk you through them right now. First off, I wanna mention this is really important if you are working with memory foam, and this is not memory foam. Strong peroxide will melt it. Do not use Unchained on memory foam. However, a little cheat is you can use pure O2 because the peroxide is very low, but don't saturate it. Now, if you do have to saturate it, all you need to do, take a hypodermic needle, find your urine stain with your trusty TMF UV light, right? Okay? I've already marked it because Ed's done cleaned it, so now you can't see the stain, but he marked where it was. So all you have to do is take a little bit of Beachy Peachy or Citrus Lush. You can dilute it half and half. Go ahead and put in your hypodermic needle, back it into it, put it right in there. Make sure that you want to go outside of the stain just a little bit. Work your way around it. If you have to get some more in there, that's fine. And just remember that urine is larger than what you see on top, okay? And then you can kind of just take, when you got your gloves, of course it's clean now, and just massage it in. Massage it in real well, and that'll take care of the urine over there. Now, another tip and trick is, I think it's really cool, and a lot of cleaners don't know this. Remember this, blood has iron in it. And when you're looking around for stains, organic stains, let's just stick to urine and blood for right now, and you find it with this, it's a good idea to follow up wherever that stain is, wherever you have it marked, follow up with a little bit of rust remover, especially gelled rust remover. What does that do? Well, it prevents wicking because sometimes the iron deposits will settle right down below the surface. So if you go ahead and you take and use a little bit of rust out, put that on there and then rinse that out of there, that'll prevent that from happening, and you end up doing a much more thorough cleaning job. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't mind, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go in and comment. Let me know how you like it. Offer some tips and tricks and suggestions or some other videos. We'll definitely put them into use and put them in the queue for videos next time. On top of it, please go ahead and join our Truck Mount Forums Carpet Cleaning Professionals group. You can like our page. You can go to tmfshop.net, find any of these fine products right here. You don't have to have everything because everybody has a different cleaning style and a different method and stuff like that, but it's good to have this on hand. That being said, don't forget to join our Instagram, our TikTok, and of course our truckmountforums.com page. We appreciate all your support. I believe in the law of reciprocity. I believe if I help you become successful, you'll help us, and you truly have, and I'm truly grateful for it. I'm Rob Mount with Truck Mount Forums. Have yourself a great day.